Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope we're having a great day and we're all doing well. So in the most recent lore comic for Brutal Swarm, we actually learned what Nighthaven's response was to the infiltration by Nøkk. And one of the things that kind of surprised me by this comic was the fact that not a lot of operators could actually tell it was Nøkk just by looking at a picture of her. As we can see at the beginning of the comic, Callie does have an image of Nøkk on the screen, and it's very clearly Nøkk. Although she is in a different uniform than usual, it's still very much similar to her default. Now of course Grimm doesn't know who Nøkk was because Nighthaven had already left by this time, but Wamai, Osa, and Aruni seemingly could not tell it was her. Okay, maybe understandable. Nighthaven's involvement in Team Rainbow was not very long, so maybe these operators purely didn't get a chance to learn who Nøkk fully was. But the one that really surprised me was actually Pulse, because Pulse doesn't actually seem to know it was Nøkk. Granted, he did say it paints a picture, but from that image, surely someone who was in Team Rainbow from the start would have known it was Nøkk. And the one who actually did know it was Nøkk was Finka. And I don't think this is a mistake by Ubisoft. I actually think they're kind of telling us something here, and that is, even before Team Rainbow split up, a lot of the operators weren't actually really involved with each other. And you can kind of look at it and say, well, Nighthaven didn't really cross paths with Nøkk that much, so it's understandable that they do not know her, but Finka actually knows who she is, because we do know from Operation Shadow Legacy, the season which Sam Fisher joined, that both Finka and Nøkk actually did work together. So it is kind of nice to see that Ubisoft are actually trying to keep consistency between these operators' relationships, but I guess even the fact that Pulse didn't even fully recognize her kind of shows that Team Rainbow as a whole only kind of worked with who they were given to. As far as I can remember, I actually don't remember Nøkk and Pulse ever really working together in any given form of lore. So although we always kind of thought that all the operators were all close with each other and they all knew each other personally, it seems like some operators just purely didn't cross paths. Yeah, they were maybe aware of each other in some form of capacity, but there's clearly stronger relationships and links between certain operators than there are with others. And I think the brand new squad system in which Team Rainbow has been broken up into will allow us to see more closer interactions between operators, because they definitely didn't just fill those squads randomly. If you look at a lot of the squads, a lot of the operators in it already have links in the lore together. Like for an example, in Kavera's squad, Ghost Eyes, which we're actually going to be learning about more in the next season, we know that both Vigil and Mozzie are in that squad, and we know in the lore that Vigil actually has a big disliking to Mozzie, and that is going to be a video for another time, but it's just really interesting to see that these squads have been put together in a way where operators who kind of even have a disliking to each other are put together to try and build that bond. So yeah, to answer the question of this video, the reason why Pulse probably didn't recognize Nøkk is because they probably just didn't interact that much. They were just both assigned with different operators at different times, and their paths purely didn't cross. And that's actually quite surprising, because I think both Nøkk and Pulse would be a very good combo together. Obviously in the game we don't get to really experience that because they're on opposing sides, but I like to imagine in the lore if they were working together, Pulse could be giving her information by showing their heartbeat locations, and Nøkk could go in and do her sneaky job and take them all out. I just really adore all of these operators, and I really hope we get some more lore stuff in the future. Heck, even a narrative driven game or a TV show. We do know that there is an animated Splinter Cell show coming to Netflix as well, so maybe Ubisoft could keep in talks with that and hopefully get us a Rainbow Six one. But all of these are discussions on their own, and I could talk about this for hours, but I'm going to end this video here before I go even more off on a tangent. But that is my theory as to why Pulse did not recognize Nøkk. Be sure to subscribe for more Siege lore and other Siege type videos. Have an incredible rest of your day, guys. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace. We'll be right back.